Chapter 6, Words versus Actions, 1801 to 1826. When Thomas Jefferson became president in 1801, there was lots of talk and debate over what to do about the issue of slavery. One idea tossed around by white assimilationists was for Black people to, quote, go back to Africa and the Caribbean. But Black people didn't want to go back to a place that many had never known. Their ancestors had been captured from Africa and brought to North America, where generations of Black people were born. They'd built America as enslaved people and wanted what they were owed. Freedom in the country they'd built. America was now their land. Let's pause. Do you see how racist ideas of today are tied to racist ideas of the past? The phrase, go back to where you came from, that is sometimes said to Black and brown people today connects to the go back ideas of the past. Now you can trace the origins right back to Thomas Jefferson. By the way, just imagine what Native Americans and Black people must have wished about their white oppressors. Can we send white people back to Europe? Let's unpause. So President Jefferson's response to this debate was to put a policy in place that he thought might actually start the process of ending slavery. Remember, Jefferson's ideas about Black people were very confusing. When it came to the issue of slavery, President Jefferson's actions didn't match his words. Jefferson's words seemed to be anti-slavery. He wrote that, quote, all men are created equal in the Declaration of Independence. He said he wanted to send enslaved people, quote, back to Africa to be free, and he apologized for slavery and said it was wrong. But Jefferson's actions seemed to be pro-slavery. He enslaved hundreds of people because he felt he needed their labor to run his plantation, and only ever freed a few. The contradictions are confusing, but one thing is clear. The issue of slavery was at the core of many of the decisions Jefferson made as president. In his life, he was a segregationist and an assimilationist, but he was never an anti-racist. As white people continued to seize land from Native Americans across the North American continent, decisions were made about whether slavery would be part of these new territories or states. And most of the time, the answer was yes. As the country grew bigger, discussions about ending slavery and sending enslaved people back grew smaller. Because too much money was being made, and enslavers weren't willing to give that up to do what was right. Simple as that.